So sad to see you go so soon. I know that you ain't coming back. I think let me turn this off. What's going on, people? Actually, I'm gonna let that simmer in the background while I make this video. Let me just turn it down. Alright, Marsha. I had to have watched this video maybe like 1,000 times, and I'm commenting on it just like everybody else is. Because when I first got the link, I was just caught off guard. I was totally caught off guard by the video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a video Far Away from Marsha Ambrosius, and I'm going to post a link on here so that way you can check it out yourselves, or you can go to YouTube and just pull it up right there, so that way you can view it. But I had to literally rewind it a few times just so I can grasp what was going on, because in the beginning I'm looking at this couple, I thought it was about her losing the man, and then I finally got it when the ending came and it concluded the entire video perfectly. So much that I had to go ahead and just make my response video that I haven't done in so long. But straight up, we as black people have a lot of stuff in our community that is extremely taboo. And just certain subjects we don't speak about that is completely outdated. It's asinine, and it just boggles me that we don't do such things, especially when it comes to suicide. I'm from New Jersey. A dude from Rutgers committed suicide last year in 2010 because his roommate secretly recorded him in relations with another man, two men, and then a whole bunch of series of other suicides and bullying and bashing just seemed to go back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And even with that, and then the other day I'm watching the Phyllis Hyman story and about bipolar and depression, and we have to really change our way of thinking. I mean, even if I don't like what you're doing over there, or if I don't agree with something that you're doing, I don't walk in your shoes. So why should I worry about it? If it's not adversely affecting me, why should I worry about it? Why should you worry about what's going on in this room right now? Like, intolerance is just, I just don't understand. When are we going to just accept people for who they are and just move on? I mean, even if you don't agree with it, just move on. She has touched, this video was so deep. I said, well, you know what? It went from like 319 people to like almost 1,400 hits in like a day. There's a power in this message. And I just want to give Marsha, commend her. I remember way back in the day, I was at the 5 Spot in Philadelphia. We had rode over there from school, and I had on these new orange Timbs, and I was stomping on this girl's feet, and I turned around, and it was Marsha. And she looked at me so stank, because I had just almost kicked her, but I was just in utter shock, like, oh my God, it's the girl from Poetry. I just kicked her with my boots. But shoot to the moon. You shot straight to the moon on this one, and you're causing conversation to happen. And I hope you get all the accolades that you deserve for bringing this issue of bullying and suicide and homosexuality, black African-American homosexuality, to the forefront. It is definitely necessary to start these conversations so that way we can begin to grow, and that people can sit down and say, hey, this person is different. And what's sad about that as it happens in our own community. You can't really, well, yes you can. A lot of people say you can't really equate this uh, gay and lesbian rights, well, the GLBT community rights to slavery, but in tune, we're doing the same thing that was done to us. So, again, I want to commend her. Also, in light of this issue, I had just read a book that totally took me off guard, too. And I know it's old. It's very old. I never read anything from this author. I picked it up. I walked in Barnes & Nobles. I said, I've heard of him. He passed away. Let me pick up the book. Just As I Am by Lynn Harris, and the original Invisible Life. Let me take it out a little bit out of this light here. This is a part of these books are a part of a 3-part series where in the beginning this young man, he's in college and he's followed his sweetheart and they both went to the same college, and he comes in contact with a guy who introduces him to homosexuality, what maybe like awakens this thing inside of him, and how he deals with it in the early 80s. And he falls in love with another woman whose name is Nicole. And when he finds Nicole, he's actually in love with her because he's left that behind. He's moved to New York City after trying to combat these feelings that he had of bisexuality. And instead of keeping it down low, he confesses to her, that, he is bisexual. And then the book ends. The first one ends. Invisible Life ends, where these host of characters are also involved in their life, and she loses her friend to AIDS because her man was on the down low. And Just As I Am picked up with both of their stories on how they handled it after that. Raymond still coming to terms with himself, with his folks, his parents, and trying to explain. Excuse me. I had a little root beer. I wanted some root beer so bad. I had to get me some, and that's why I'm feeling all belchy here. But anyways, he's coming to terms with himself and introducing his folks, and it's still in light learning himself after they have a mutual friend that is going through the AIDS epidemic as well, and bringing it full circle with these mixed emotions. And this video, this book, is like confirmation in itself that we really, really, really need to tackle some of these issues that we have. I mean, if you have somebody in your family that you suspect, I say reach out to them, not in an inadvertent way to say, hey, are you gay? But just to let them know that you are there for them if they choose to be who they want to be. Because that's it. You have freedoms in this life. And in this life, if you can make a difference and do that, that would be so fulfilling. I think that goal in life is to actually do that, to change somebody's life and to love and be loved unconditionally. Whether who you love, how you love, makes no difference. But as long as you love and be loved, that's what it's all about. So shout outs to Marsha. I'm going to post this on my thing. Oh, don't forget, definitely, I say this guy's gotten so many accolades and awards for these books, and now I know why. Even if you're not really interested in the subject and you're picking this up, if you're home right now and you're being bullied and you're happen to run across my video somehow, I don't know, pick up a copy of Invisible Life. It'll definitely awaken you and help you better understand. There's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. Maybe somebody you can just talk to if it's professional, or if you do have somebody that you confide in. It's time to take these issues head on and grab them by the bullhorn. So, Lynn Harris, Just As I Am, and Invisible Life. Cop those. They're very great. I couldn't put them down. I was reading them on my train rides out here in Atlanta. And definitely click on it. Support Marsha Ambrosius. I'm gonna put the video on here on the link if I can, and let us know how you feel about it. All right, and more book reviews to come. I do have this that I have read that cannot wait to tell you guys about. Larceny. I picked this book up at a black book festival, urban book festival out here, and it was written by a guy who was in prison, and this is how he's making money to fight his own case and learn law and actually get himself out. So, but I'll get into that. And yeah, shout out. This is Shorty Rock signing out. Far away. Let's take us out. And I know that you did the same. I guess I'm out of here. I'm moving on. R&B is back. Cop that. When the album comes out, cop that. Also, shout out. Cop that Faith Evans album. Y'all know I've been bumping it. That's one of my favorite artists. Something About Faith in stores right now. Independently. Shorty Rock again, signing out.